Hey, we're back. This is Chris Spiker. Our next guest is Myrna Jackson, and she has On Queen Status, a life coach business service. Hi, Myrna.
Hi. Thank you for having me today.
You bet. Thank you for being on the show, and thank you for joining the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, it's my pleasure. You know, I'm a native to the Antelope Valley,
Oh.
and my entire 30-year career, I've been a commuter, and so 2019 brought new opportunities for me. So I'm here locally, and I wanted to grow deeper roots in the community that raised me. So I'm so excited to be a member of the Chamber.
We love to hear about people who don't have to commute.
Yes.
I watch that traffic in the morning, and I think, oh my gosh.
Yes. It can definitely have an adverse impact on your health and wellness.
So what do you do with the extra 3 hours every day that you have now?
Well, most recently, I'm planning the Envision Conference on May 4th, 2019. I'll share more about that in just a moment.
Oh, definitely. We want to talk about that May 4th, Saturday. So tell us about On Queen Status.
Well, I launched On Queen Status about 6 years ago, and it is a woman's empowerment brand. And the primary purpose of its organization is to support those women who wish to elevate the quality of their lives. Now, I started research and study of wellness and growth and elevation about 12 years ago. And it was because, although I was seeing professional success, my family life, my home life, and my life balance was suffering. And even my health was suffering. And so I wanted a better quality of life. Mm-hmm. And so I took it to prayer and meditation, and the answer that I got was go heal yourself. Now that departed completely from what I was raised around in the church. I'm like I said, a native to the Antelope Valley and raised in the church out here. And I needed to understand exactly what go heal yourself meant. And I'm a student of life, and so I began to just study wellness and happiness and what I could do to contribute to living better. And I made some incredible findings. And once I applied them and began to see immediate and impactful results, it was time for me to share it. And thus I launched On Queen Status.
Wow. So heal yourself. That sounds like you're just going to stay in bed all day.
Wouldn't we all like to do so? You know, it's interesting. I intentionally studied wellness because sometimes we think of healing only in response to when we're sick.
Right.
But it was more so healing the whole woman, the comprehensive woman. I wanted healthy and dynamic relationships. I wanted to create environments where I was valued and respected and where I could thrive and be very successful. I wanted to have a healthy body. I wanted to have healthy family relationships. And so I pursued all of it. And when I got the charge to go heal myself, what it taught me primarily was that the relationships that I was in and the relationships that weren't healthy for me were the ones that I formed at my own hand. And so I had learned that I was misaligning myself. And so I had to learn how to properly align myself in the right relationships to be successful.
Wow. So you had to do all the work.
I did the work. I absolutely did the work.
When you said that you did the research, how did the research look? What did that look like?
It's interesting. I did quite a bit. So I can give you a couple of examples. I actually studied happiness. I thought I wanted to be happy. And so what I began to do is I began to employ various methods. And what I learned is that happiness wasn't what I was seeking. Happiness is only predicated on what happens. And so essentially you give your power away. But when you seek to tap into and cultivate your God-given joy, that allows you to be in a blissful state regardless of what's happening. And so when I began to understand this and begin to apply it to my life, I found myself waking up more energized, really excited about the day. And when life crises come, for all of us, there's going to be a storm at some point in life. I found that I was better able to manage it. It made me a better mother. It made me a better leader. It made me a better manager as well as employee.
Yeah, because you knew you were ready for what was coming.
Exactly.
You were prepared. You were healed.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does the brand address your findings?
So what the brand does is I convene women on an annual basis, the Envision Conference, and we do the work. And not only do we do the work, but we actually celebrate the work. So, it's hard for many women, because we're servants, because we're serving our families, our employers, our spouses, the community even. It's hard for us to really take that time out and really allow ourselves to focus on ourselves. And so I found that it takes a conference with a nice lunch, with a day where we're specifically focused on healing the woman, in order for them to actually allocate that time for themselves. And so we actually go through the work. As a result of my studies, I developed a wellness model that I teach at the conference. And then we cover topics that will help them in defining what their wellness looks like. This year's topic is going to be on cultivating healthy and dynamic relationships.
Do you videotape the conference?
Not yet. I do have photography there,
Right.
and red carpet, of course, so it's kind of a glamorous day for the ladies as well, of course, on Queen Status. But we will be videotaping most likely next year. So.
Well, there's nothing like being in the room with real people.
Right.
Real person talking, real people listening, but to videotape it, then you got it.
Right.
And for people that aren't able to enjoy the experience.
Right. And that's so true, Chris. I have women around the country that can't make it to the conference that actually offer scholarships. So they pay and sponsor ladies to attend the conference.
What a blessing.
Yeah, isn't that a blessing? So, and that's wonderful. But there will be a time I'd like to take the conference on the road, as well as offer videotaping as well. It's not the same as being there and enjoying the lunch and having fun, but it's certainly something. Yeah.
It's a big part of the experience.
Exactly.
So when you say annual, is this the first annual, or have you been doing these conferences?
So I've been doing the conference for 6 years. And so we've moved now. We're at the Embassy Suites, and the team there is wonderful. And so I've been at the Embassy Suites now for the last 4 years.
Great place.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Centrally located.
Yeah. And it was so important to me to start at home first. I wanted to keep the conference in the Antelope Valley to serve the women of the Antelope Valley. We are, we're commuting mothers and soccer moms and having to drive an hour to 2 hours, work all day, come back home, get dinner ready, pick up the kid from soccer practice, all of that. And so I just really wanted to be able to provide this wonderful service at home first.
This is a great place for the healing to start.
Yes, absolutely.
Where can we get more information about the conference?
Well, you can find me on Facebook on Queen Status, as well as my website, www.onqueenstatus.com. And it's got all of the information there about the conference.
Where did I see the term life coach?
Life coach? Well, it's interesting because I do, the part of the Queen Status brand, we offer specialized coaching, speaking engagements. I will go out to various establishments and speak. I've spoken at multiple churches. I am a 15-year chief operating officer in a nonprofit organization for nonprofit organizations. And so I run HR departments as well, and so I've done quite a bit of coaching and development of staff, and so that's kind of where my roots are. And as a matter of fact, it's where I got the call to serve women, was my experience in the nonprofit industry. So I also do products and service recommendations. This work is not a one-woman show or a one organization show. It takes, every wellness regimen is like a fingerprint. It's unique to every individual. And so the goal of the brand is to have just a diverse base of products and services to support women in defining their wellness.
A lot of tools.
Lots of tools.
What was the decision for joining the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce?
It's me cultivating my next level of relationships. It was very important to me that I grew deeper roots in the Antelope Valley, and I've always been, held in high regard, the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce, and so I wanted to be a member. I was actually at a meeting at the facility and decided that it was time to join.
Wow. Well, thank you for your investment.
Thank you, thank you.
I see the Chamber of Commerce as an encouraging group.
Yes, absolutely.
They gather people,
Yes,
get
yes.
them together, give them instruction, let them know they're not alone.
Yeah, they're of great resource. I was just at their luncheon yesterday and was able to just meet a number of just wonderful people just from in that quick hour and a half luncheon. So I'm just so pleased and honored to be a part of the chamber.
Tell us again how to learn more about the Envision Conference.
You can visit my website at www.onqueenstatus.com, or you can find me on Facebook. On Queen Status is how you can find me, and feel free to inbox me, and I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone may have about the conference or about the brand.
And then also you do private counseling.
I do. I do private coaching for individuals. And in fact, this year, for the first time at the conference, I'm doing an after the conference session. Normally we have a great conference, and at the end of the conference, nobody leaves. They go and make a second plate. So,
Wow.
yeah, which is so awesome.
This sounds like fun.
It's a lot of fun. It really and truly is. And so I wanted to formalize that, because what that told me is that women are hungry for, I've got this great information, what are my next steps? And those next steps are actually individualized counseling or a strategist to help them pick and choose what they would need to support them in ascending to their next level.
Yeah, what's next after all that excitement?
Exactly.
We've been talking with Myrna Jackson, and she is on Queen Status, founder and CEO, talking about the May 4th Envision Conference. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Bet.